Hello, welcome all. Good morning. We are going to discuss today an interesting topic about exploration on matrix drug delivery. On the left hand side we can see the image just for an idea. So what does this related to? On the right hand we can see here the description about. Hello, I am Dr. Zakir, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmaceutics, KLR College of Pharmacy, Palavancha. Let us start here the topic for the discussion. It is a topic where related to, we can see the introduction. It is an oral drug delivery. We are discussing about the oral drug delivery, which is a most extensively utilized route of administration among all the routes. When compared to other routes, this is the most regularly repeatedly recommended route of drug administration by so many patients. So I say it is useful in nasal drug delivery, ophthalmic drug delivery, rectal, transdermal, as well as the parenteral route of drug administration. All these are coming under this route of drug administration that have been discovered for systemic delivery of drug through parenteral pharmaceutical products of different dosage forms. The oral route is considered as the most natural, uncomplicated, means there is no complications. It is considered as a natural route, and as well as it is very convenient and safe in respect to parenteral routes, because in parenteral routes when we see the injections are administered to the patient, there we can observe so many complications are going to be observed due to fear. We can say general fear, patient having fear about the injections, and some of them they are going to observe the reactions also, side effects also observe. Of course, side effects are common in the allopathic tradition of medicine, but when compared to parenteral route of drug administration, that type of sensitivity reactions are not going to be observed here. Due to its ease of administration, patient acceptance, and cost-effective manufacturing process. When compared to parenteral route of drug administration, the other type of drug administration, as we discussed in the top side, in the top of the heading, that is the nasal route, ophthalmic, rectal, transdermal. So when compared to the parenteral route, this route of drug administration are having very much cost-effective treatment. Next we can see the advantages of matrix tablet. So it is in slide number 3. So let us have some advantages. What are the advantages of this type of matrix type of drug delivery system? It is easy to manufacture, sake of less total drug. Sake means that is the requirement, assessment, that is synthetic assessment can be done, systemic assessment can be done, means very less requirement of the drug is used here. That is the meaning for sake, to less total drug. Reduce the local and systemic side effects. So there is no kind of side effects are going to be observed when we are administered through the matrix type of drug delivery system. It is a flexible. Flexible means we can take some time, we can administer the dose, we can give some gap from one dose to another dose, and it is effective and low cost. It is very effective and cost effective, as I told in the previous slide as we discussed there. It is very cost effective. It is very cost, and a common person can easily, they can purchase this type of dosage forms. Reduce the toxicity, so by slowing drug absorption. So this matrix type of drug delivery system are going to be administered only the intention that so that we can prolong the drug release. Not only prolonging the drug release, at the same time we are reducing the toxicity of the drug also. Why it is reducing toxicity? How it is reducing means we are going to release the drug in a sustained and slow manner, so that the drug is not going to be accumulated at one particular place, thereby toxicity is not going to be observed by this route of drug administration. Coming to the next advantage, that is progress in treatment efficacy. Progress in treatment efficacy means what? There is a continuous progress can be observed when the patient are using the matrix type of drug delivery system. So as well as the efficacy means effective is also going to be observed as the treatment started. As the treatments go on, what happened? The efficacy of the drug is going to be observed. Next, decrease the drug accumulation with chronic dosing. Decrease the drug accumulation. So accumulation of the drug is going to be very less. That means the drug deposition is very less, because the drug is going to be released from the excretory part of the body system, such as the urine, the main source where the drug is going to be excreted. The drug, even though we are going to increase the dose of the drug also, the accumulation is not going to be observed. Drug accumulation we are not going to observe here. Next we can see some of the advantages. The use of sustained release formulation avoid high blood concentration. Next advantage, development of the ability to provide special effects. So many developments has been done in this sustained release matrix drug delivery system, so as to provide the uniform effect, uniform release of the drug, continuous release of the drug, and sustained release of the medication, as well as to avoid the side effects, minimize the side effects. It can be made to release high molecular weight compounds. So highly molecular weight compounds can be applicable, can be easily going to prepared in the form of a sustained release dosage forms. The sustained release formulation may maintain therapeutic concentration over prolonged period. Why only sustained release we are focusing here? Because this type of medications can be maintained, the therapeutic effect going to be observed for a longer period of time, 8 to 12 hours duration. Meanwhile, what happened, there is no need of taking another drug, another medicine is not required. The single medicine, the unit medicine can be, it will prolong for long duration of time, thereby what happened, it is having one of the best advantage over compared to other dosage forms, other type of medications. Next, increase the stability by protecting the drug from hydrolysis or other derivatives changes in gastrointestinal tract. So the GIT, the main factor for the GIT, where the drug is going to be absorbed, to start its absorption process. So there what happened, the in GIT, because the high accumulation of hydrochloric acid, there is a chances of degradation, hydrolysis of the drug is going to be observed. But when we are giving through the matrix type of drug delivery system, this matrix core, it protects the drug, it making the drug enveloping as a protective shield, thereby the drug is not going to be hydrolyzed, right? Not going to be damaged or degrade much faster when compared to other routes. Next, sustained release formulation have the potential to improve the patient compliance. Patient compliance is going to be improved, means what, patient is much more recommended for such type of dosage forms, drug delivery system, because the patient has observed practically, has been proven that this matrix type of drug delivery system, it will definitely improve the patient compliances. Enhancement of bioavailability of some drugs. Why this enhancement is going to be observed? Because when we are providing the drug, when you are delivering the drug to the matrix type of drug delivery system, the drug particle size is going to be reduced in such a way that its absorption is going to be increased. How it is absorption increasing? By reducing the surface area, by increasing the surface area as well as by reducing the particle size. Thereby more drug is going to be accumulated, more particles, drug particles are going to be accumulated in the, is included in the matrix core. Thereby what happened, the bioavailability of the drug is going to be enhanced. Let us see next number, slide number 5. It is the heading of the slide is, that is disadvantages of matrix tablets. So when you are saying this so many advantages, definitely there will be some disadvantages are there, but not much more. It is very limited disadvantages we can observe here. Let us see now what is there. Not all drugs can be blended with a given polymeric matrix, right? It is the right thing. Why? Because not all the drugs are blended, because some drugs are there which are hydrophilic and hydrophobic in nature. But in the matrix tablet drug delivery, in the matrix, the sustained release dosage form, when we are using matrix as a one of the material, so some drugs are not included through this one, because the reason that it cannot able to blend it, means they are not coming under dry granulation, so not coming under the wet granulation process or not other process. Thereby it has to be given in other type of dosage form, not as the tablets. In that situations only this problem is going to be observed. The remaining matrix must be removed after the drug has been released. So once the drug has been released inside the body, what happened, the matrix, whatever the external material are there, that material has to be removed. It should not absorb inside the body. Only such materials has to be used for the manufacturing of the tablets, where we are using as a control sustained release dosage form as a matrix core. That matrix what we are using, it should be totally removed from the body. It should not absorb inside the body. This is somewhat, it is highly difficult to remove the matrix from the body. That's what one of the disadvantage or drawback for this matrix tablets. Attain of zero order release is difficult. So zero order release means, as we said, once we are giving the medicine, so it has to be, once you are giving the drug delivered into the body, it has to attain the zero order, means it has to prolong the release continuous for certain period of time. But there is some rare cases we are observing that the matrix type of drug delivery system, we cannot follow the zero order, because when we want to follow the zero order, we have to use more matrices so that it can bind the drug, it can release the drug in a prolonged period of time, which is not practically, sometimes it will not become possible. So that was one of the difficult here we are observing. The drug release rate vary with the square root of time. The drug release may changes. Why it is going to be changed? Because it depends upon the time. Drug release is not going to be attained at the same predetermined time intervals. We can see the next one. Matrix drug delivery. Have some introduction about this one. These are the type of drug control drug release system. One type of control release system. It is coming under one control drug release system, which release the drug in continuous manner. Their drugs are releasing very continuous manner, both a dissolution controlled as well as a diffusion control mechanism. So let us have a small note about this. What is the drug dissolution controlled as well as the drug diffusion? First, if you see the drug dissolution, what happened here, how we are going to use this medication here. The drug is dispersed in medication by using so many polymers are available there, such as beeswax, carnauba wax, as well as the castor oil. So by using all these polymers, or either using any one of these polymers, we can control the drug dissolution by controlling the penetration of the dissolution fluid to the matrix. So by this mechanism, we are going to deliver the drug by dissolution controlled mechanism. If you see the next one, that is as a diffusion controlled. Diffusion control means what here? The drug has to be diffused from the polymer matrix in a very predetermined period. Very slowly it has to be drug release should be there. So by using these two mechanisms, we can use the matrix drug delivery system to release the drug in a controlled manner. Next, we can see to control the release of the drug which are having differently solubility properties. Of course, it is there. The drug as having one solubility, some other polymers are having some other solubility based upon their solubility parameters. The drug is going to be released inside the body. The drug is dispersed as in soluble hydrophilic substances. If you take some of the example for soluble hydrophilic substances, the examples I can quote here, that is polyox, xanthan gum, as well as metallose. Some of the example for hydrophilic substances. These hydrophilic soluble matrices, soluble polymers can be used as a matrix system so that the drug can be released in a slowly and sustained manner. As an insoluble matrix of rigid non-swellable hydrophobic substances, if we take hydrophobic substances example, that is polyvinyl carbonate, we can say PVC, and polyethylene and polystyrene, some of the examples for hydrophobic substances. So such type of materials can be used here for the use of the matrix drug delivery system. Coming to the next slide, you can see the image here. It is an by diagrammatic pattern I have shown here, so that we can understand how the dissolution system is working. Here we are taking the time t as a 0, that is initial time, and after a certain time, what happened at time t, what is the condition? In the top side we can see here polymer membrane with a different dissolution rate. The reservoir dissolution control one side, and we are taking the second side. On the bottom of the image we can see here matrix dissolution system. So in both of these two systems, what are the differences we can observe here? And initial time, what is the changes we are observing? After a certain time, after a certain duration of the time, at time t, what is the condition we are observing? So released drugs are going to be observed here, and released polymers. Here the polymers are going to be remain separate entity, whereas the drug is going to be released here at certain time t. When coming to the other side, the dissolution, matrix dissolution controlled, at this side, at the bottom of this slide we can see here, in the drug is enclosed, so there it is covered with the matrix, system. After certain time, after certain duration of time, the dissolved polymers are going to be dissolved, automatically it has been dissolved, whereas the released drug is going to be observed here. The released drug is going to be observed, which is totally separated from the polymer matrix. We can see here in this drug reservoir system, as we discussed in there, one is the dissolution system, and there is the diffusion system. So in this diffusion system, we can see here the up and down arrow mark, the reservoir system where the drug is included in the reservoir matrix, non-constant drug source. So we can see here at initial time, this is the first images we are observing at time 0, means initial time. non-constant drug sources we are observing, and the constant drug sources means continuously drug is going to be released, and monolithic solution, and here monolithic dispersion. So when we see these differences, after time has been prolonged, after time has been passed out, after passing certain time, the time t1 initiated, after time t1 the drug is going to be released from this matrix, non-constant drug source. And the second slide also we are going to observe some of the drug is going to be coming out from the matrix. But in the slide, in the image number 3 of the second column, we can see here not all the drugs are going to be coming outside in the monolithic solution, where the drug and matrix is going to be covered. Here the very less amount of the drug is going to be released when compared to remaining two up images. Monolithic dispersion also we can observe here. The drug release is going to be very controlled, we can observe here. At time 2 t2, it's after prolonged duration of time, the drug release we are observing here from the polymer core. The drug is going to be released from the reservoir system. We can observe some drug is going to be still present inside the polymer matrix, but most of the drug has been released outside at time 2. At the second image, that is constant drug source, also we can see the same thing. And here in the third one, where the drug and matrix are used, we are here. The same we can observe, but here where is the limited drug is going to be observed, whereas in the monolithic dispersion system, the last stage of the third column, last image we can see here, not all the drug has been released out from the membrane, only a very limited drug has been coming out. It says that by using the drug and matrix monolithic system, so by using this system, the drug has been it is not going to be not releasing totally completely, it is not released outside. A very controlled manner it is going to be released. When we see here the images, dissolved drug molecules, this is the dissolved drug molecules, it is indicated in the blue star marks, into marks, X marks I can say. Non-dissolved drug or dispersed aggregate we can see in the form of a dot, red color or a maroon dot we can observe here. So when you compare with these slides, we can come to know that in which drug delivery system, in which method of drug release, the drug is going to be released very faster or very slower. Next, coming to classification of matrix tablets, lipid matrix system, example ceramide, cholesterol and fatty acids. Mineral matrix, example prophyllitic andesite. Hydrophilic matrix, HPMC, hydroxypropyl methylcellulose, hydroxypropyl ethyl cellulose. Insoluble polymer matrix system, example polyvinyl alcohol, polyvinyl carbonate. So insoluble polymers are used here, as such as the biodegradable polymers, means these are the polymers we can use either for hydrophilic and hydrophobic substances, either water soluble or water insoluble drugs we can use, that is polyurethane. Some of the examples we have classified here. Coming to the next slide, slide number 10, problems of conventional drug delivery. What is the main problems we are focusing here? See, disadvantages are different and problems can be rectified, but disadvantages it cannot be rectified. So coming to the problems of conventional drug delivery, see, a typical peak value plasma concentration time profile is obtained, which makes attainment of sustained state condition is difficult. The obvious fluctuation of drug concentration may lead to under medication or over medication. Poor patient compliance, this is the rare cases we are observing, poor patient compliances, but this type of dosage forms in the preparing the form tablets, capsules and all, highly recommended by the patients, even though some patients are not accepting this type of medications, having pushed patient compliances. Increased chance of missing the dose of a drug with short half-life, means this is the sentence where we are using, it can be rectified, it is not a big issue. Why? Because if the patient is missing the dose, he can use some another dose, there is not that much big issue. This problem is going to be observed for shorter half-life of the drug, means the drug which is going to be administered twice, 2 times a day or 3 times a day, in such type of medications, once the dose has been missed, it cannot be recount once again. Whereas the sustained release dosage forms, this problem is not going to be observed. The fluctuation of the drug levels may lead to precipitation of adverse effects, especially of the drug with small therapeutic index, whenever over medication occurs. So here are some of the problems. Let us see to the next slide. Polymers used in matrix tablets as hydrogels, cross-linked polyvinyl pyrrolidine, PVP as I told, polyethylene oxide, polyacrylamide, cross-linked polyvinyl alcohol, polyhydroxyethylene, methacrylate. Some other polymers again which are used for soluble polymers, used as soluble polymers: HPMC, PVP, polyvinyl pyridine, polyvinyl alcohol, as polyethylene glycol as used as a soluble polymer. These are the polymers which are used for the drugs which are highly soluble in nature. Then biodegradable polymers, this can be used for soluble drug as well as insoluble drugs. Polycaprolactone called as a PCl, polyglycolic acid PGA, polyanhydrides, polylactic acid PLA, and polyorthoesters. Next, non-biodegradable polymers, ethyl cellulose. This cannot be degraded inside the body. Ethyl cellulose, cellulose acetate, polyvinyl chloride, polyether urethane, polyethylene vinyl acetate (PVA), polyethylene vinyl acetate, polydimethylsiloxane. Mucoadhesive polymers are there, such as triacanth natural polymer, polyacrylic acid, sodium carboxyl methyl cellulose, synthetic polymer, polycarbophil, methyl cellulose, and pectin. Then natural gums, when we see the natural example for polymers as a natural gums: caraya gum, guar gum, xanthan gum, locust bean gum. Component of matrix tablet. What are the main components are there? Let us see one by one. Active drug is control agents, that is matrix formation, matrix modifier such as channeling agent and wicking agent, solubilizer and pH modifier, lubricant and flow help, flow aid, flow help, supplementary coating to extend the. Next, biological factors. If we see here, biological half-life, biological factors influencing release from the matrix tablet. So some factors are there which are going to be which are stopping the release of the, which are preventing our, which are reducing the drug release from the matrix system, that is biological half-life of the drug, as well as absorption, drug absorption also one of the factor. Then metabolism, distribution, protein binding, and margin of safety. Coming to the next slide, physicochemical factors influencing release from drug tablet, release from matrix tablet. One is the dose size, ionization, pKa, aqueous solubility, partition coefficient, and stability. So you know the dose size, how it is going to be affect the particle, how affect the drug release, ionization as well as pKa. So we will discuss here about the pKa. The pKa is a method used to indicate the strength of an acid to determine whether the drug is acidic. If it is acidic, then how much it is acidic. So that is about the pKa. The pKa, if you see the definition, it is a negative logarithm of dissociation constant, or it is also called as Ka value. The lower the Ka value, then what is it indicating? It is a stronger acid. When it is a stronger acid, then more dissociate it in the water. Water dissociation will be increases for the pKa value, which is having very strong pKa value, acidic value is there, then the drug dissociation is also observed very more. Then stability also one of the factor. Then rationale of developing sustained release matrix devices. Next, to decrease inner and intra-subject variability, to reduce the fluctuations in plasma level, to decrease the frequency of dosing. So to prolong the, again we can say here, this is some of the advantages of the matrix tablets we can see here. Now coming to methods for the preparation of matrix tablets, there are some methods are there which by which we can prepare the matrix tablets. That is dry granulation technique. Very regularly and very repeatedly we are using this technique. How very simple method we can use here, how we can prepare the matrix tablets. Milling and gravitational mixing of the drug. Milling means continuous mixing of the drug as well as polymer and excipients. Compression into slugs or roll compaction. Milling and screening of slugs and compacted powder. Then finally powder is going to be compacted. Mixing and with lubricant, finally mixing with lubricant and disintegrating agents, and the last stage is the compression of the next slide, that is melt granulation technique, second method for preparation of the tablets by using matrix as a core material. Wax is melted in porcelain dish on a water bath maintained at constant temperature. Because melt granulation technique, as the name itself indicating, some melting material has to be used in this type of techniques. When we using this word, we are using the waxes, that is Karmapa wax, as I told, We can use Carnauba and some other beeswax also we can use in the preparation of such melt granulation techniques. Now let us see how it is prepared. The drug was gradually added to the molten wax with continuous stirring. The drug has been added during the stirring condition. The molten mixture was allowed to cool and solidified at room temperature. After a certain time, after solidifying, the mass was pulverized in mortar and sieved through the mist. Pulverized mist has to be uniformly mixed with the content. Then it has to be screened. The granules are observed. That granules, after passing the granules through the sieves, then again it is mixed with the glidant and compressed into a tablet. Finally, then it is compressed into tablet with a 10 millimeter deep concave punch using single punch tablet machine. Coming to the next method, that is wet granulation technique. Here very regularly we are using for this technique for the preparation of sustained release tablets. Milling and gravitational mixing of the drug, polymer and excipient. Preparation of the binder solutions such as starch binder, ethyl cellulose binder solutions we can prepare at various concentrations. Wet massing by addition of binder solution or granulating solvent. These granulating solvents are used to make the drug, to make the binding solution very more compact. Then screening of wet mass, again we have to go for, after forming a bolus of the preparation, we have to go for screening. Drying of the wet mass, after granules are formed, it has to be dried. Screening of the dry granules, again once the granules are dried, it has to again go for screening. Blending with lubricant, mixing with the lubricant disintegrating agent in the running powder. Then finally it has to be compressed. So this is the end of the discussion. Hope you have understand the topic what we have discussed today in the discussion, that is matrix as a drug delivery system, using a matrix as a tablet in the preparation of the tablets, where we have discussed about the hydrophilic, hydrophobic and various type of important different techniques we have used, what are the techniques we are using regularly and repeatedly we are recommended for the preparation of the sustained release dosage forms. These all things we have discussed in today's class. Hope you guys have understand. If you like this class, like this topic, if you want to recommend more from your side, you are always welcome. So we are here to help the budding pharmacist. This is, as I told you, this is not for the professionals. This is for the budding pharmacist, for the student, so that they can upgrade their knowledge, they can increase the information. This has to be taken as a reference, not exactly the information. So vast information is there, but all the things we cannot club here in one short video. So because of this one, we are preparing some small topics so that it can be give you an idea, so that by using this idea you can enlarge your knowledge. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe and keep updated for our videos. Thank you.